Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to all our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel and all around the world. 2 weeks we have a special First Friday edition coming up called First Friday Across Rochester. Different YJP will be hosting Shabbat dinner. So go to yjprochester.com, see more of the details and sign up. It's going to be amazing. This week's Torah Parsha, Parsha Bo, is a big one. Historical. We have the last 3 plagues and we have the exodus of the Jewish people from Egypt, the redemption. In fact, this is the biblical source for the holiday of Pesach, for the holiday of Passover. And I actually want to talk about that. Now, I don't want you to get triggered or traumatized when I mention Passover. We still have some time, but it is this week's Torah portion, so we have to address it. In the Haggadah that we read on Pesach, we have the proverbial 4 sons. The wise one, the wicked rebellious one, the simple one, and the one who doesn't know how to ask. Another thing that we do with the number 4 on Pesach is the 4 cups of wine. And while traditionally that's related to the 4 expressions of freedom that the Torah mentions, the Arizal, the great Kabbalist, the Arizal says that it's also connected to the 4 sons. Each of the cups representing one of the 4. Which is interesting because if you look at the 4 cups, you notice something. The first one is Kiddush, over very quick. The third one we use for Birkat HaMazon, also over very quick. The fourth one is Halo Nirtza, the praises of God, usually over in 5 minutes. Where do we spend the most time? Where do we spend all the time talking about the Haggadah and the story? Is by the second one, by the proverbial rebellious one. Why do we spend so much time with him? Why do we give him so much attention at the Seder? The answer is this: if you look at how the Haggadah addresses the wicked son, at first glance it seems very harsh. The Haggadah says, the wicked one says, what does this have to do with me? He disassociates. So you know what you answer him? If you were in Egypt, you would not have been redeemed. Ouch. Is that a way to bring somebody in? But the underlying message is different. What the Haggadah is saying is that if you were in Egypt at that time, you would not have been redeemed. Not everyone left Egypt. There were Jews who stayed behind who didn't want to leave. They were not redeemed. But you're lucky, the Haggadah says, that you live nowadays. Because when the final redemption comes, Hashem will not leave a single Jew behind. He will drag out, kicking and screaming. No one will be left behind, no matter how rebellious they seem to be or how disassociated they are. That's what the Haggadah is telling you. This Thursday is the 10th of Shvat. It's a special day on the Chabad calendar. It's a yahrzeit of the previous Rebbe, and it's also the day that our Rebbe became Rebbe. The previous Rebbe brought Chabad to America, and the Rebbe built on that concept. And really brought a new idea, a new way of relating to our Jewish brethren and sisters. Which is that up until that point, if, God forbid, somebody strayed from Judaism, unfortunately they were sometimes ostracized or shunned. And the Rebbe says, no. That's not the way to bring people in. We have to open up our arms, our hearts. We have to teach what we know. The rebellious one is not rebellious from a place of rebellion. It comes from a place of, they maybe weren't lucky enough to experience Judaism the way you were. They didn't experience the warmth, the beauty. They don't have the knowledge that maybe you were lucky to have if you got a good Jewish education. Many Jews weren't lucky to have that. So their disassociation or rejection is not coming from a place of rebellion, it's coming from a place of not knowing. So our job is to welcome, our job is to teach, our job is to educate, to show people the beauty of Judaism, to let them see their heritage. And that's what the Haggadah was doing. The reason why we spend the most time with this proverbial rebellious one is to show him our heritage. Know your ancestry, know your history, know what the Jewish people went through in Egypt. We're educating him and in that way bringing him in. That's why he's positioned next to the wise one. Not to contrast and make him feel bad, but so that the wise one can teach what he knows about his heritage. And that's why the Rebbe says there's actually a 5th son. The 5th son is the one who doesn't even know it's Pesach. He's not at the Seder. He doesn't even know it's Pesach. Our job, the Rebbe says, is to go out there. Can you imagine if you met a Jew who said, I never heard of Passover? You might judge them. You never heard of Passover? Don't judge, the Rebbe says. Bring in, invite him to your Seder. Show him the beauty of his heritage. Show him how much Judaism has. And in that way, we can make sure everyone is by the Seder. Everybody is included. Shabbat Shalom.